Hi friends! The legality of the arrest of Brad Lander, New York City mayoral candidate, on June 17, 2025, at an immigration courthouse in Manhattan depends on specific facts and legal principles. Lander was arrested while escorting an individual out of a hearing, linking arms to shield them from ICE detention and demanding a judicial warrant. ICE charged him with assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. ICE's authority. ICE primarily enforces immigration laws under 8 U.S.C. Section 1357, detaining non-citizens for violations without always needing a judicial warrant. However, as federal officers, ICE can arrest U.S. citizens for federal crimes like assault or obstruction. Lander, a U.S. citizen, was arrested not for immigration issues, but for allegedly interfering with ICE's duties by physically holding on to the individual and resisting agents. Charges: assaulting a federal officer includes forcibly impeding or resisting officers, with penalties up to 1 year for simple assault. Obstruction involves intentionally hindering lawful duties. Video evidence shows Lander linking arms and refusing to release the individual, which ICE claims constituted assault and obstruction. If his actions physically interfered, this could establish probable cause for arrest. However, if Lander's resistance was minimal, or ICE's detention of the individual was unlawful, the charges may not hold. Constitutional protections. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable seizures. ICE needed probable cause of a crime for Lander's arrest to be legal. The video and DHS's claims suggest probable cause, but if the arrest was retaliatory targeting Lander's advocacy, it could violate the Fourth Amendment. First Amendment rights to free speech don't protect physical interference. Lander's demands for a warrant and agent identification raise due process concerns, especially if agents, some masked, didn't comply. Potential illegality. If ICE lacked authority to detain the individual, Lander's resistance could be seen as defending due process. Critics, including Letitia James and the NYCLU, call the arrest an abuse of power, suggesting political motives tied to Lander's mayoral candidacy and sanctuary city advocacy. Masked agents' refusal to identify themselves or show a warrant weakens ICE's position. Context: the arrest, a week before the Democratic mayoral primary, aligns with reported ICE confrontations with Democratic officials like Sen. Alex Padilla. Public reaction is polarized, with some decrying fascism and others calling Lander's actions a stunt. Similar cases where charges were dropped suggest potential legal challenges. Conclusion ***. ICE's arrest of Lander was likely legal if based on probable cause of assault or obstruction, given their authority to arrest citizens for federal crimes. However, it could be unlawful if ICE's underlying detention was invalid or the arrest was retaliatory. Unresolved details, like formal charges or the individual's status, leave the legality uncertain. Lander could challenge the arrest on Fourth Amendment or due process grounds.